Welcome everyone to our online tutorial on how to use the new APDT online community. We're going to take through all the steps on how to set up a profile, how to post on the community, and how to use some of the other social media features. So we're actually going to walk through the whole process on an actual computer. So we have some screen capture software here that's going to capture my desktop. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is go to the internet. There's two ways that you can log in. You can either log in from the APDT site or from the community page, which is community.apdt.com. And we're actually going to log in from the member site. So you're going to go into your account and put in your member number and your password. And here we are on the members area homepage. Now, for purposes of this tutorial, I've actually created a fake member. Her name's Elizabeth. So all of her information does not exist. So we're not using anyone's personal information to do this tutorial. So you can go down and either click on here where it says APDT member community, or you can click on the little orange box that says edit your profile, and that will take you to the community. Now in my case, my computer has cookies, so it's going to automatically log me in. So I'm going to log out so you can see what it looks like. So now when you go up here in the upper right, you should see log in to see members only content, and the first time and no name here. There's a couple ways you can log in. You can log on to this link here. You can click on the login link under Getting Started, or you can click on the orange Edit Your Profile box. So we're going to log in to see members content, and the first time it is going to again ask you to sign into the APDT site. And here we are. We can see Welcome Elizabeth, so we know we've gone to the right place. And since Elizabeth really doesn't have anything in her profile, this little green thing is going to be barely there. As you complete your profile, the green will fill out more of this white bar. And once you're logged in, you can see like some of the latest discussion posts and some other little news features here on the site. So we're going to click on profile. You can click on profile here, or complete your profile, or edit your profile. There's a number of different places you can get into it. We're going to go right here. So here is Elizabeth's profile. This is the first time she's seen it, and it's completely blank, of course, except for her city and state and country and zip, which was pulled from the APDT site. So a lot of the features on this are very similar to social media programs. So if you've used like Facebook or LinkedIn, it's not too different. So to add a picture, you're going to see this little wheel icon here, and then the arrow. You're going to click on the arrow, and change picture will come up. You click on that, and then browse. You're going to look for your picture. So my picture's here on the desktop. And then you'll see the file name there, and you just hit upload. And there you go. You can see your picture. Now, to do the rest of it, to edit your bio, this is the only one that doesn't have a little wheel. To actually edit your bio, you're going to go to Refresh Member Information and click on that. And then you should see the little wheel and the arrow pop up. So click on the arrow and then add your info. And you'll have a blank text box. You can type it in here if you want. You can type it in Word and then cut and paste. Or if you already have your bio on your website and you want to cut and paste, you can do that too. Another option is you can actually pull your bio from LinkedIn if you have a profile there. So I'm going to show you how to do that. But just for example, I'm just going to type some gibberish here. You can see that you can type in this box, or you can cut and paste in it. And then once you're done, you would go hit save. But for purposes of this, I'm going to hit cancel. So like I said, if you have a profile on LinkedIn, you can click on update your information from LinkedIn. And it will pull all of your information. And you have a choice of what you want to bring in. So for example, here's my picture on LinkedIn. I kind of prefer this picture of Buzz, so I'm not going to click the box that says update from LinkedIn. I do want my bio, so I'm going to leave that check mark in. And then maybe there's some jobs I just don't want to include. I can click on the boxes, I can click on all of them, or I can have them all show up. And same for education. Once you're done, you hit save and continue. It takes about a couple seconds. Now if you are in LinkedIn, and some of your friends are on LinkedIn, but they're also in the community, all of those contacts will actually show up here. So these are all the people that I have a contact to on LinkedIn, as well as people who are on the community. So you can actually send them a message, like, hi, how are you? I'm on the community now. and then you can actually have private contacts with them. I'm actually not going to do that right now, so I'm just going to hit finished, and it takes you back to your profile. And as you can see, it's pulled in my education, it's pulled in my job history, it's pulled in my bio. So it's kind of actually saves you a lot of work if you do have a LinkedIn profile. The other thing you can do is you can actually link to all of your various social media sites. So if somebody finds you on the community and they want to check out your LinkedIn profile or your Facebook page or Twitter, these will all show up here. So if you click on the little arrow, you'll actually see a choice of all the different sites. And you can have as many of these as you want. So I'm going to show you how to connect to Twitter. So I'm going to click on Connect to Your Account Twitter, and this little box will show up. What you need to do then is open that page, and you can just copy the URL, go back to this box, paste it in, or of course you can type it in too, and then hit save. And now you can see Twitter, my Facebook, and for examples, what it would look like is if somebody clicked on this, it would take you right to your Facebook page. So it's very convenient. You can also add in honors and awards and professional associations. It looks the same as the bio boxes. Again, you just type things in, you hit save. You want to add an additional one, you just keep clicking on that and you can add more of them. And same for professional associations. And now you can see, so when somebody comes and looks at my profile, they'll see all my social media sites, they'll see my bio, my picture, they'll also see some of my affiliations, for example, my city, where I went to school, state, and then different groups that I belong to. There are a couple other features here called my postings and my shared files. If you click on my postings, what it will do is actually show you your last 50 postings on the discussion boards. So if there's something you posted and you can't find it and you want to remember what you said, this is a really easy way of finding it. Of course, Elizabeth hasn't posted, so you don't see any links here, but they would show up in this box below. And same for my shared file, it's same idea, but it actually will show you all of the library entries that you have made, and we'll talk a little bit more about what those are in a minute. The other things that you can do to complete your profile is to set up your signature, and that's your email signature that goes at the end of every post. You're going to go up to where it says Communities and hover over it so this green submenu comes up, and go to the bottom there and click on My Signature. And you can type whatever you want into this box. So for example, Elizabeth, I already typed in her name and her affiliation, so maybe I want to add where she lives. And then if I add a little quote, I can say hi everyone. So this would be her signature, and then I would just hit save. We do ask that you try to keep your signatures as short as you can, just because many of the people read this on digest, and if you have a really long signature, it makes the messages just scroll really far down the screen. So I'm going to click save. And now we are done with setting up your profile. We'll go on to the next chapter, which is how to actually post messages. Okay, so now we're moving on to chapter 2, and that is how do I join and post in a community. So we're back here with Elizabeth's profile, and she wants to find out where can I go to talk to other APDT members. So again, you're going to go up to this green bar and hover over Communities, and then this green submenu will show up here. And you want to click, you can either click on View Communities or All Communities. They're both going to show you the same thing. Once you've signed up to a community, we actually have three going on right now, because we do have one for the room share ride share. So if you in the future say you sign up for one but not for the others, if you click on My Communities, then you'll just see the ones you're signed up on. So click View Communities, and all of the communities that are available will now show up on the screen. So right now we have 3. One here is to post for people who are looking for a roommate or a ride mate for the conference. We have the class discussion group, and this is for people who are interested in the Canaan Life and Social Skills program. And then we have the APDT general discussion group. And if you look at a community, you'll see these little icons here. What they mean is the little like speech balloon box. That means that the number of posts are at 3. The little book is library, and library is where you upload files. And then the little people thing is how many people are in this community. So to join a community, we're going to join general discussion. So you click on this little green box and you say, yes, I want to join the community, and you want to add your email address. And here's where you decide how you want to get your messages. So real time would mean every time somebody posts, you would get an email. Daily Digest is you would get one email each day, usually in the evening, that contains all the posts from that day. Or you can click opt out, that you only want to go to the website and read messages. You don't want to have them come to your email at all. So choose which one you'd like, and then hit yes, join the community. And it'll ask you if you'd like to visit now, and you say yes, I would. So this is what a community looks like. This is the general discussion group. There are various tabs. The first tab is recent activity. These are all the posts that people have just made in the last day or so. Discussions is actually where all of the discussions happen, so you can see them here. The way it defaults to is it will do it by subject. So it says here view by thread. If you want to view by date instead, just click on the little arrow where you see more options and say view by date. And it'll take it a minute to figure that out. But now you can see all the posts are ordered by date rather than subject. And we're going to go back to view by thread. Now there's also this library tab. That's where you can go and upload files. I don't actually recommend doing it from this tab. I'll show you another way to do it later. The reason why is if you upload from the library section, the group does not get a notification of it. But if you post a message and attach the file, then everybody gets a notice that it's there. And blogs at the moment is not active. Events is where we post events. So for example, we have our conference, and here's our first successful group classes, an online course that we're doing. And then members. Now you can search for people by name. All the names are alphabetical. So for example, I'm going to look for Katina Jones. So I'm going to click on the HU-KA. And there she is. Now if you want to view someone else's profile, here's a good example. We're going to go look at Katina's. So I just click on the picture or the link. I can see a picture of her. I can see her current activities, her bio, her background. You also will see on people's profiles these little ribbons. And these are actually the platinum most valuable member. That's actually based on points. So the number of times you post on the community, you actually get more points. And there's different levels. So there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum. Katina obviously has platinum because she posts a lot, because we do have a lot of task forces where you can't actually see their groups. So there's a lot of posting going on, and then of course the courses. There also will see other ribbons, staff, board, if you're on a task force or a committee, speakers for the conference, class evaluators. So you'll see a number of those different things on people's profile, and that's what they are. So we're going to go back to the community, and that's how you look people up. And some people post their pictures, some people don't, and that's perfectly fine. You can post as much or as little information as you want. So let's go back to discussions. Okay, so we're back at general discussion. I actually just logged out while I stopped the recording to log back in as me, and the reason why is Elizabeth actually doesn't have a real email address. If you don't have an email address in your account, it'll actually give you an error message. So if you do get that, go and check your member account. If you update it, usually it takes about half an hour for the system to refresh. So we're going to be posting as me, and actually I'm not really going to post. I'm just going to show you how. So I'll hit post new message, and you'll see this box come up, which of course says post a message. You'll see there's really only 2 groups available, so if you click on the little drop down there, you'll see them all. You can actually write a post here, but make it for another group, and then just click there and it'll go right to it. You can also cross post it. So for example, I want to cross post this message to the general list and the class list, and of course that's great because it saves you time. And then we're just going to do test message. So the box where you actually type the message in, it looks pretty similar to like any word processing type program. The little ABC here is actually a spell checker, so you can use that to check your document. You can change the font, you can bold, italic, you can strike through. These are for numbering of bullets. There's also over here, you'll see this little world thing with the link. That's if you want to create a hyperlink, because if you just type the URL of a website, it'll just be in there, but if you actually make it a hyperlink, people can actually click on it from your message. So for example, I'll show you how to do that with My Dog Has Class. So I'm going to highlight it and copy it, go to the link, I'm going to copy it in here, and you have to make sure it has the HTTP:// and then your URL. And in this case, I'm going to want it to open in a new window, and then just hit OK. And that way, when somebody reads my message, they can click right on that and go right to that website. So I'm just going to type in some fake text here. And again, you can compose things in Word or any other word processing program and cut and paste them in. That's fine too. And then when you're done, you're going to scroll down and you're going to hit send. And I'm not going to do that because obviously I don't want to send gibberish to the list. Another thing you can do, and this is what I was talking about before with the library, you can attach a file. Okay, so click on this little box. That's green. This is attach. And 3 boxes will show up. You can actually add boxes, so if you want to add more files than 3, you can do that here. And you're going to click on choose, and it will take you to your computer. And I'm going to upload this class curriculum here. So you click on it and then you hit open. And then you would do the same for all the other files. At the end of doing that, you want to make sure you hit upload files, because if you forget to do that, they won't upload. So you'll see the little progression bar, and that actually happened pretty quickly. The more files you do, it might take like a little bit longer. But once you're done, you're going to hit next. And you can title your entry so that people can find it in the future. So I'm just going to type in class curriculum. You can also add a description of your entry. I'm not going to do that here. And then select a folder. We just don't have a folder. So if it's just miscellaneous, you just select a folder. You don't need to fill in owner unless you want to. For example, if you're uploading a document that someone else wrote and they're on the community, you can look them up and it was attached their profile to it. And then when you're done, hit finish. And then you scroll down and you will see the document here. And if you do more than one, obviously, you'll see all a bunch of them here. Now, if you decide, you know what, I don't think I really actually want to attach this file, you can just hit delete file. It'll ask you if you're sure, and you say yes. And then once you're done with all those things, then you would just hit the blue send button, and then it would go to the list. And like I said, I'm not going to do that because it's not actually a real post. So I'm going to go back to the list page. And you can see these are all the different posts that you can find. Now another way you can look for a member, you can actually go up to the directory here and click on Find a Member. And again, I'm going to look for Katina, so I know her last name is Jones. Or maybe I don't know their name, but I have their email address. You can put that in there. You can also use more detailed search criteria. And then I'm going to click on the green box that says Find Members. And since that's a common name, a bunch of people show up, and there's Katina. Now once I've done that, I've decided, you know, I really want to send her a message. Click on the little send message box. And then you can hit send. And that way, only she will get that message. And we'll bring this back up here. Okay, so now we're back at my profile. And I'm using my profile because I want to show you about private contacts. If you go up to my profile and go down to my contacts and click on that, you can actually set up private contacts. That's kind of similar to how like LinkedIn you have contacts, or Facebook you have Facebook friends, or if you're following people on Twitter. So I have several here and you can see them. And once you have your list, it's kind of a convenient way of, you know, here's Katina again, so I say I want to send her a message. I can use that, or I can remove her as a contact if I like. You can also export the list to your computer if you want. It'll come out as an Excel file. So I want to add someone as a contact. You would click this little box here that says Add Contacts, and it will take you up to this screen. And I'm going to add my Elizabeth. So click on Find Members, and there she is. So to add her as a contact, you would click on Add Elizabeth as Contact. It'll ask if you're sure, and you say yes. And then it'll send a message, and you'll see Contact Request Pending. And then, yeah, again, very similar to Facebook or LinkedIn, they'll get a thing saying, you know, Elizabeth Comstock would like to be your contact. Is that okay? And you can click yes or no. You can also, say you have a bunch of requests out and you're wondering where they are, click on My Contact Requests. And now I can see 1 request is pending. That's from Elizabeth. And 15 requests were accepted. And then you can click on View to see all of them. So that is how you use the APDT community. And if you have some questions about how to use it, you can always email techsupport@apdt.com, or you can feel free to email me, mblake@apdt.com. And of course, if you sign in, you can always send me a contact request. And again, we hope you enjoyed this. We hope it answered all your questions, and we hope you definitely enjoy connecting with other APDT members through the community. Thank you, everyone.